Every important Maori house is decorated with magnificent wood carving. Here is Tuoro Akapita Pango M.B.E, the spokesman of the Arawa tribe, and himself an artist of distinction. When he was on Gallipoli, he carved a figure on the side of a trench which was subsequently occupied by the 10th Australian Light Horse. They say they were rather mystified when they saw the figure. Could you tell us why the Maoris became so expert in this art?
Mea tohia te tangata nānai tīmata tēnei mea te whakairo he mea whakatapu kia mōhio kia mātauia ki tēnei mai ki te whakairo.
When the art of carving first came in with the Maori people, special men were set aside for to carry on the art of carving, and they were held sacred because the desire of the elders of the race were that these men should become expert in their art.
Is it true that the carving was developed because they had no written language, that they were carving historical, the legends, the history of their tribes?
Tikara nei te take whakairongi ai te Māori wara tau kōrero ki te rākau he kore kāre he mea tuituhi a te iwi māu. Mā te whakairo ki te rākau nā ka pū mau ngā māramatanga ki ngau.
He tika tērā tēnei mea te whakairo koe rā ara tau nā kōrero i mua tuituhi ai ki te whakairo.
That is true. They had no way, no manner of recording their talk, so they thought that they would put it on to timber in the way of carving to perpetuate what they meant.
And how were the carvings done? On tree trunks mostly, were they?
Pehea ngā whakairo I tuhia ki hea ki ngā rākau.
I tuhia ki ngā rākau, I tuhia ki ngā whakairo ki ngā heke ki ngā mai katoa. He kōrero katoa e kairo toi ene, engari ko te tīmatanga I tuhia ki runga ki ngā rākau.
Yes, at the beginning, onto trees, yes.
And did they take long to carve? I suppose they did.
He roa te mahi I aua rākau rā.
He roa. E nui roa te mahi I te wā I a rātau, I te mea kare kau a rātau pau, ai whakairo, pe pōna mu ngā taua ngā whakairo.
Yes, it took a long time because they had no tools of any description, that is, as we know tools, steel and that type, and it was all done by stone and shell.
Sometimes I suppose it would take generations, wouldn't it? And
kai e te hiwa tai atu pēr ki te whakatupuranga kotahi e mahi ana te whakairo kaut.
Kare tino pēr ala wana te tawhiti e ngari tai ana te tau kauti te mea kotahi whenina.
Perhaps not so long as a generation, but it would take, would say, the 12 moons, as we counted the years, the 12 moons to complete one complete figure.
Yes. And are the young people being trained to carve now in the same tradition?
Kai te ako nei nai ane, ngā uri whakatupu, ki te mahi haere I te mahi o te whakairo.
Kua kona kua mohi o katoa, ene whakatupu langa ina ene ki te whakairo.
Yes, they are being taught, and there are a great many of the young generation of the Maoris quite efficient in the art of carving.
That's good, isn't it? Well, we're standing in a meeting house now with the walls panelled with these upright red carvings, separated by motifs of wood, tree, flax and reed, and I'll ask our tohunga to explain one of the carvings to us.
Kai roto rā tātau I te whare whakairo ni nā me o nā hua katoa whakairo nā me ngā tui, me ngā tuitu. Kai te tono atu I nā ienei, ki a koe ki te tohunga, ki a whakamāramatia mai, te te hi o ngā pōpō kai konei hei ngoa tōna. Māna whakamārama mai te ahu ana ko tēnā.
Tēnei pōpō ti mata i runga, ia ai ana, e ti ana tana ingoa, po hatu patu, ko tana tinana tēnaka, ko tana whakahuatanga tēnā i runga i ana mahi nunu.
The particular carved slab which I will explain represents an ancestor called Hatu Patu. This man was a great figure during his time in the world, and the slab really is a history of his work and of his doing.
Nā reira, kāoti at whakāhua, koini tana whakāhua tōna, engari he mea whakairo, ngā whakairo Māori. Reo tinga o tana whakāhua ki te whakaro, ki tēnei rākau, ana, ka tīmatai kone i te kōrero. Ko tana kanohi tēraka, ko tana waha tēnei, ko ana pakihiwi tēnei, ko ana ringaringa ene, ko ana waiwai tēnei. Nā he pēnā tikitanga o te tangata tūturu, nā whakauru noa te hoki e nei I raroni.
You will notice that his figure is produced on that particular slab of timber, and it represents his head, the body, and his legs and feet. The other supporting carvings underneath are just put there to represent certain pages in his life. Right.
Koira, if you are hea hua moa na waiwai, e ki te nei tātou I ene, e mōkai e ki ana, e mōkai nāna ene, te take, ko te rangatira, mā ngā mōkai e whāngai.
You will notice those smaller figures under his feet represents slaves of his, servants who catered for his welfare, producing food and that for him, and they were his servants throughout his life. They're represented in those smaller figures under his feet. Yeah.
Koeni, ko ngā ringaringa, e ki ane ngā ringaringa, e nei, e toru. Ko te tikanga, o e rā ringaringa e toru, ko te matua, ko te tama, ko te wairuana.
You will see that on his on the carving, he is shown with 3 fingers. Now, it has often been asked why the 3 fingers. They represent in our art the 3 particular meanings, that is the Father. It's biblical, really. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. That is why those 3 fingers were put there on the hand of man.